Morning. Go ahead and find a comfortable seat on your mat. Maybe for today, we haven't done it in a few days, take the opposite cross of your legs. And just taking a moment to center in, allowing your tailbone to drop down, hips opening, relaxed on the mat. Shoulders drop down away from the ears. Tucking that belly button in, lengthening the spine out through the crown. And then just turning your attention to your breath. And see if you can begin to slow that breath down. Maybe inhaling and exhaling to the count of 4. And as we take a few more breaths here, begin to inhale and exhale gratitude. Maybe you inhale, I am thankful for, and on your exhale, just bringing anything to your mind that you're grateful for. And gently allowing your eyes to open. On your next inhale, drawing your arms up overhead. And on an exhale, bringing your left hand to the outside of your right knee, taking a twist. And as you breathe into the twist, with each inhale, see if you can lengthen that spine. And with each exhale, see if you can twist just a little bit deeper. And on your next inhale, coming back through center. And on your next exhale, twisting the other side. Again, adding a movement to that breath. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, twisting. And on your next inhale, coming back up through center. And exhale, forward fold. For the first couple breaths, keep your spine nice and long. Maybe walk the fingertips forward a little bit more. And if you want to go a little deeper, you can begin to relax in the shoulders, head, and neck, allowing your forehead to bow towards the earth. And on your next inhale, beginning to press up, back to center. And go ahead and switch the cross of those legs again. And once again, inhaling arms up and exhale, forward fold. Beginning to find some balance by switching sides. Maybe you'll feel one hip is tighter on one side than the other. or any other slight differences. And go ahead, once you've found that nice long spine, you can begin to relax your shoulders, neck, and head. On your next inhale, beginning to press up. And we're going to take your block and go ahead and make your way to your back. And we'll just take our first bridge without the block. So kind of rolling those shoulder blades under your back, pressing your palms into the earth, walking the soles of your feet as close as you can to your body. And on your next inhale, beginning to roll your spine up, vertebra by vertebra, pressing deeply into the soles of your feet, squeezing your thighs together. And taking one more deep breath in, and on your exhale, beginning to roll down. And then taking your block in your hand. Next time we roll up, preparing to place our block right under our sacrum. You can choose which height's best for you. It could be low, medium, or high. And on your next inhale, beginning to roll up, placing that block, and just relaxing into it. I'm going to be here for a minute. So just continue to feel all four corners of your feet pressed into the mat. And you can begin to relax in the belly, allowing gravity to assist you in this back bend. Continuing to connect with the breath here. Taking deep inhales and exhales through the nose. In these stiller poses, it's a great time to continue the gratitude practice. Inhaling, I am grateful. Exhaling, what you're grateful for. And getting ready to gently press into your feet, lifting your hips up, and removing that block and rolling down nice and slow. And once your whole back reaches the mat, go ahead and draw your knees into your chest. Give them a little hug, a reverse pose to release that deep back bend. Maybe you roll your hips from side to side. And then we're going to go ahead and release your feet to the ground and continue with the back bends. And we're going to go ahead and hit the upper back now. So coming up onto your elbows, you're going to place that block probably on its lowest possible height, right below your shoulder blades, the bottom edge of the block. And you can have another pillow nearby if your head does not reach the mat. And relaxing back over that block, allowing your shoulders and arms to fall open. Feeling your chest shine up. And here you can keep your knees bent. Or if you want to see if a little deeper stretch feels good, you can straighten your legs out. And if that hurts, go ahead and just bend your knees again. And again, taking your attention back to your breath as we hold this pose for a little while. As you're ready, beginning to bring the soles of your feet back to the mat. And rolling on to one side. So you can remove the block. And then coming back onto your back. Giving those knees a hug in one more time. And maybe beginning to roll, grabbing behind your thighs. And rolling yourself up to seated. And coming onto your hands and knees. And instead of directing the cat-cow today, I want you to just take a few, maybe you take the classic cat-cow, inhaling and exhaling, but maybe you just work a little deeper into the spine. So we'll just take a few breaths here, an intuitive flow, beginning to wake up every vertebrae. Remembering to breathe. And say, you only feel as old as your spine is. So just really working into the spine today. Lubricating the joints. And as you are feeling warmed up, go ahead and begin to meet back in neutral spine. And we'll just take a little balancing act this morning. Go ahead and bring that left foot back, pressing out through the heel. Maybe just pressing back even a little bit into the palms, really seeing if you can get a stretch in that calf. And then bringing that left foot up, off the mat, parallel to the ground. And go ahead and inhale that right arm forward. And we're just going to take 3 crunches today. So inhaling, and on your exhale, elbow to knee. Inhaling forward. Exhale, elbow to knee. One more time, inhaling forward. Exhale, elbow to knee. And go ahead and release that hand and knee back to the mat. And go ahead and take your right foot back. Pressing out through the heel. Taking a few breaths into this stretch. And inhaling that right foot off the mat. And left arm forward. Just taking a moment to find our balance here. And then inhaling. And exhaling, elbow to knee. Inhaling forward. Exhale, elbow to knee. And one more time, inhaling forward. Exhaling, elbow to knee. And releasing your hand and knee back to the mat. Go ahead and make sure your fingers are really spread, the whole palm of each hand pressed into the mat, all 10 fingertips. Then tucking those back toes under, keeping your knees very bent at first, but shifting the hips up and back for the first down dog. And once you feel you've really got that spine open, chest pressing down towards the mat, eyes gazing back towards your heels, you begin to walk the heels out, pressing one down and then the other. And then pressing both heels. And bending the knees deeply. On your next inhale, gazing forward, and just start by walking your feet to your hands. And when you get there, I'm going to just hang out in forward fold. So begin by relaxing the head and neck. And keeping at the very least a micro bend in the knees. You can bend a little deeper as well. And just releasing down the spine, imagining a waterfall, starting from your tailbone and flowing down your back to your shoulders, out the top of your head. Feeling any tension, releasing through the top of your head. And you might add a little bit of movement to this with an inhale, straightening the legs. Exhale, bending. And continuing this with the pace of your own breath. Beginning to find a deeper opening in the back of your legs. And coming back to that micro bend in the knees, tucking your tailbone and beginning to roll up one vertebra at a time. Allowing your head and neck to come up last. From the top of the mat, go ahead and just take a nice wide stance. Your right foot facing forward, left foot back at an angle, so toes coming forward, heel back. And then from there, see if you can twist your toes in even a little bit more to begin to shift your hips around towards the front. And I should have said this before, but maybe grab your block right now. And if you can't get your hips parallel to the mat, you can take your feet a little bit wider apart from each other. So you don't have to be walking on a tight line, tight rope. And once you found that, go ahead and begin to draw your chest forward, bending down over that front leg. Maybe you want a block for your hand. Just breathing here into pyramid. Continuing to press down through all four corners of that front foot. And continuing to kind of shift your hips towards parallel to the mat. Maybe even take your hand on your sacrum just to see if you feel one hip coming up. See if you can drop it down. And on your next inhale, coming back up. And go ahead and open that back foot a little bit, shifting the back hips back, right side body forward, and then go ahead and let that arm fall wherever it does. Maybe you want to block here too. And then left arm comes to your hip. And maybe you raise that arm straight up. And holding triangle for a few breaths. If you're feeling open in the spine, go ahead and maybe begin to gaze up towards that top hand. If you feel any cranking in your neck, go ahead and continue to gaze forward or down. On your next inhale, coming all the way up. On your exhale, bending deeply into that front knee and windmilling the hands down to the mat. Go ahead and draw that back heel up off the mat and step back into down dog. This time, go ahead, inhale that left foot up. Exhale, stepping through. And taking the block with you, go ahead and windmill all the way up. And again, we're going to go ahead and set up those feet for pyramid. So maybe you come off of the tight line and move your feet apart from each other. Really draw those back toes in and start to shift those hips towards the front of the mat. And once you think you found parallel with those hips, go ahead and begin to draw that chest forward. And then beginning to bend over that front leg, maybe grabbing the block for your hand. From here, your hips are probably going to want to open. So continue to bring attention towards dropping most likely that right hip down. On your next inhale, coming all the way up. And maybe just adjusting those back toes to point out a little bit more. Shifting the right hips back, left side body forward. And then allowing that left hand to drop wherever it does from there. Right arm coming up towards the sky. You take a few breaths, gazing up. And then on your next inhale, coming all the way up. Bending into that front knee. On your exhale, windmilling your hands down to the mat. Swiveling that back heel up off the mat. And stepping back into down dog. And from here, go ahead and drop your knees to the mat and come all the way down onto your belly. And go ahead and place your elbows right under your shoulders. Oh, sorry, your head and chest can come up. So your elbows right under your shoulders, palms flat on the mat, forearms about shoulder width apart. And then just begin pressing into your elbows and forearms, drawing your shoulders down away from your ears, gazing out gently forward and in front of you. Pressing the tops of those feet into the mat. Tucking that tailbone, drawing that belly button in, and just taking a few breaths here in space. And gently releasing to the mat, removing your hands from under your chest. And from here, we're going to set up for a baby cobra. So placing your hands right under your shoulders. Bringing your forehead to the mat. And you're going to lift your hands just maybe an inch off the mat. And on an inhale, raising your chest and shoulders up. And then placing the hands on the mat. And giving them just an extra gentle press. Lifting up just a little bit higher. And then pressing all the way in, hips back, child's pose. breaths here. Releasing the spine from all the back bends. Inhale, coming forward onto your hands and knees and making your way with your strap to your back. And once you're there, go ahead and draw your right foot in, hooking the ball of your foot with your strap and raising the foot up towards the sky. Maybe you lengthen out that left leg along the mat. And then reconnecting with that 4-count breath. So beginning to slow down the breath and deepen it again. And shifting both straps into the right hand, beginning to open that leg over to the right. Maybe the left hand comes to the left hip crease to encourage that hip to stay planted. On your next inhale, drawing that leg up through center, and then switching over to the left and dropping that over towards the left side. And inhaling up through center, bending that knee, releasing the strap. And go ahead and switch sides. And inhaling that knee up through center, or inhaling that foot up to the sky. On your next inhale, beginning to drop that, shifting both straps into the left hand and then beginning to drop that left foot out towards the left. Maybe bringing your right hand to the right hip crease. On your next inhale, drawing up through center, switching hands, pulling that left foot over towards the right. On your next inhale, coming up through center, bending that knee, releasing the strap, and allowing both legs to come to the mat, putting your strap off to the side, allowing your arms to fall open, down to the ground. You feel your shoulders relax, your head relaxing. Begin to release control over your breath, allowing it to return to its natural rhythm. your chest and heart open, warm, relaxed, full of gratitude. Your belly and internal organs begin to relax inside your chest. Everything drops gently towards the earth. And we are cradled and supported. And we're taking our last few moments here to become very present in our own bodies. And thanking our bodies for taking us through this adventure of life. And beginning to bring the soles of your feet to the mat. And rolling onto one side. Maybe taking just a breath in fetal position before you begin to press yourself up to seated. And bringing the palms of your hands together, pressing the base of your thumbs into your heart center. And dropping the shoulders down away from the ears, taking one more moment with a nice straight spine, and carry it through the day whenever it comes to your consciousness. And thank you for honoring yourself, honoring your body, and practicing with me today. Namaste.